Today we are here for the Vanguard ESM pilot plenary meeting. The ESM is the Efficient and Sustainable Manufacturing Pilot. I am Elena Mossali and I'm here together with Paolo Vercesi for AFIL, that is one of the co-coordinator of the ESM pilot. Together with John Guasch from Catalonia and Patrick Willermotz and Annabelle Sion from Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. Okay, of course, if you want to intervene, you can use the chat or we can simply open the microphone, not during the presentation that we have, but in the proper question and answer session, so we could talk each other and have a discussion in case of questions. Okay, for the agenda, we had a steering committee of the ESM pilot, but in this plenary meeting, we will have a very brief overview of the ESM pilot for those who are not familiar or are outside, let's say, a little bit from our pilot. So just to recap the main concept. Then we have a presentation from Valentina Pinna Ismea about the I3 state of play. The I3 it's a tool, a founding opportunity that started this year and that somehow is strongly connected to Vanguard initiative and has some of the key point of Vanguard also inside the tool. We had some project of I3 that has been submitted coming from the different ESM demo cases, and then we also mention it in the proper session. In fact, we will have a specific session for each demo case just to detail a little bit the actions that have been performed in this year, maybe with also an overview for the future activities. And then we have a wrap-up and closure. I want just to outline that due to the timing, due to the period that was really busy, we decided to have this short webinar registered so that we can also share with all the others, in which we give a brief overview and a recap of all the activities. But then we will organize a physical meeting at the beginning of next year, in which we will try to continue the discussion, have a real interaction. We will organize maybe some interactive workshop for each demo cases. So we are structuring also this event, and we will share, of course, all the information for this event also in the next weeks. So this is just to have an overview because it's important also to recap a little bit the situation right now, so to start the 2023 in the right way. Okay. Really fast, we are talking about the Vanguard initiative that has three main pillars. The first of all is related to regional cooperation. When we talk about Vanguard, we are talking about a network of European regions that, according to their smart specialization, try to find a point of contact, try to strengthen collaboration, exploit synergies, and work together for, second important point, industrial innovation. So it is strongly related to the industrial ecosystem, and this also passes through the direct link between the different actors of the ecosystem, cluster enterprises, innovation actors, research and academia center, with the political level. So there is directly the political commitment of the region inside the Vanguard initiative. Oh, do you have, can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Yes. Okay, I see in a chat that there was some issues with the audio. Okay. Okay, so political commitment, because in Vanguard, of course, the regions were strongly involved, let's say, also in direct contact with the European Commission in order to listen and be aware of the different priorities and needs from the ecosystem for the industrial innovation, and somehow to support it. And the final objective is the creation of this European network of open facilities in which SME, particularly SME, but in general companies, could find innovative technologies and different competencies. So not only at technological level, but also at business and innovation level, stimulating all the cultural environment. And the idea is to test, to set up, to uptake, to commercialize innovative technologies, methodologies, processes, approaches, business models. So the idea, it is to put together the different competencies through this network and to support the development of these innovative technologies. This is strongly related to industries. It means that we generally are working at high TRLs in order to satisfy needs and challenges that enterprises are facing now. So the idea is to support at industrial level. Okay, this is the Vanguard methodology. So we have four main phases. The first one is the learn. So each demo case or use case or at general level pilot develop a proper objective that then map the different regions and actors that have competencies on the specific topic and could collaborate and exploit the synergies. This matching is also extended in a connection phase in order to include other partners to try to cover all the value chain and to develop specific demonstration cases that then during the demonstration phase are demonstrated. So there are the formation of these, the development of these pilot lines at TRL 6-8 that demonstrate these innovative solution, innovative process, new business model, and so on. Arriving to the last phase, that is the commercialization, so ITRL, and the creation, for example, of new ventures and startups, the development of these new value chains, leveraging on the results that we have obtained through the demonstration. And for each of these phases, we can also have different tools helping us. For example, some also call, such as the I3, maybe for the most advanced case and projects. And the idea is to try to map our activities also according to these methodologies and to support for the next level. So you will see also during the presentation of our demo case coordinators and leaders that, of course, there are different levels of maturity of the different activities, but they are all inserted in this methodology. Okay. This is the general concept. So how we support this type of activity. Of course, we try to collect the ideas from the regions. We try to develop the demo case or use case concept in order to define the objectives. We, of course, develop a business planning in order to then develop these pilots through different funding opportunities and implementation processes or approaches. So this was the general scheme, but you already know. This is just the structure. So we are at the pilot level at this time, specifically for the ESM, Efficient and Sustainable Manufacturing Pilot. That is a more strategic level and represent the interface between all the different actors and in particular industry and the Vanguard initiative itself. Then we have the demo case in ESM. We have 4 main demo case: the remanufacturing, digital transformation, energy flexible and resource efficient factory operation, and polymer-based functional products. These identify the technology areas and the manufacturing goals that we want to pursue with our actions. They are more at operative level, and then we have the use cases that focuses specifically on technologies and applicative domains. Of course, for each of these steps, we have different involved people. So we start from a more general level with the region representatives, or also us, that as cluster we represent our region in the pilot. Then at demo case level we have a research center, academia or cluster that manage and coordinate the technical content. And then in the use case where we have the effective actions through the project, for example, we have of course all the players, in particular industrial players, that could see the concreteness of our actions and could understand and join all the activities and the network. Okay, for the efficient and sustainable manufacturing pilot, we have 2 main topic: manufacturing efficiency, that means increase the throughput, improve the quality, and reduce the costs. And then we have all the topic related to sustainability, not only in terms of reduction of energy, materials, and emission, but also in terms of inclusion of humans in the manufacturing environment. ESM, as I have already mentioned, is co-coordinated by AFIL, so Lombardy, Polymeris Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, and Eurecat Catalonia, and as all these regions participating. Then there are other regions that ask for more information and are interested to join, but these are the confirmed ones for 2023. Ok, allora, ESM pilot development driver. So when we work inside the ESM pilot, we move in 4 main directions. One is related to the demo case and the use case themselves. That means identify if there are new topic areas that requires an attention and could be created, developed inside the ESM, if of course aligned with the objective of the pilot, or new participant that could join the existing demo case and activities, or revitalize some use cases and demo cases that needs a further support. Then we will link with different initiatives at European level. For example, these are mentioned someone. For example, European platforms such as Made in Europe Process for Planet Partnership. We have contact with the IT Manufacturing, DS3 Partnership, or the EDIC Network, but there are others, of course, and it is a continuous monitoring. Then, of course, there are synergies also with other pilots, in some case new. For example, hydrogen could have some contact point also with our EFREFO demo case. So in this case, we also need to exploit these synergies also to the pilot and avoid an overlap, but promote the discussion also between them. And we also support the activities through the exploitation of new funding opportunities. And these are mentioned, some of them, among which, of course, the I3. In fact, we have here also Valentina Pinna, and then she will present the state of play of I3, that is one of the main Vanguard-related initiative and supporting tool that could be used by each demo case to carry on all the activities. Last but not least, to not waste too much time, but it is important to mention, and it will be mentioned also in the proper demo case, the remanufacturing, in the newsletter in which we have disseminating this event today, we should have also found the opportunity to join the use case textile recycling. You should find the concept note and the stakeholder template. So if your region has some a specialization related also to these textile recycling topics, as competencies related to this topic, please do not hesitate. You can integrate the concept note that has been prepared by Slovenia, that is the proposing region. You should also identify regional stakeholder that want to join the action, and so that when we receive all the contribution, we will also map the different regions interested, and we can move forward with a dedicated event to understand what could be the possible opportunities also for this use case and move on. But we will be also mentioned later on in the proper demo cases, just to explain a little bit, because you find it also in the newsletter. Okay, I stop here just to not lose too much time in this overview, and I leave the floor to Valentina for the I3 state of play. I want just to outline that we could have directly after her presentation a slot of question and answer. So if you have a direct answer to her, we can directly discuss on it. So Valentina, I leave you the floor.
Okay. Hello everybody. I will try to share my screen. Please let me know if you can see it.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So let's try to. No, I'm trying to. One moment, I try. Okay. I'm not able to. Okay, now I can see my screen, and the rest is disappeared. So hello everybody, happy to be with you this morning and to give you an overview on the state of play of I3. And first of all, I would like to congratulate your pilot because you had one of the first I3 project financed under the first cutoff with the remanufacturing demo case. But I saw on the program that Marcello will be there to explain a little bit what they are doing now. Concerning the commission, here I will give you an overview on the running projects. So as you can see, we have 7 running projects under the Strand 1 that were selected under the first cutoff, and the REMCO is one of the 7 projects financed. It's one under the one of the 3 projects financed under the manufacturing topic. So only 3 projects under the manual, 3 projects under the green were financed, and 1 under the digit. Here you can see a little bit the value, so it's an interesting dimension. So with the REMCO, you have a project of a value of over 12 million euros. But and you can see that others can have different dimension. This for concerning the Strand 1. Concerning the Strand 2, we financed 4 projects, smaller size, because you know the indicative budget was lower, between 1 and 3 million euros. And you can see that we also financed the project that was health chain, that was with an higher budget, level of budget. And in this case, we had enough budget, so we decided to finance this project, even if it was with a different budget. And this was also the occasion to think inside the Commission and to change a little bit the approach. Instead of giving a fixed amount for the dimension of the project, we decided to modify for the coming calls the dimension of the budget, and we are now saying that we would like to have indicative budget values, meaning for the Strand 1 we will keep with around 10 million euros, and for the Strand 2 around 1-3 million euros. But if you are able to justify that the budget need is higher, this will not be an exclusion criteria for the project. So we became more flexible after this experience of health chain that allowed us to spend the budget, to have a good project financed with a good dimension, and we became a little bit more flexible in terms of budget request. So from the first cutoff, you can see that the success rate in our call is still very good compared with other Horizon projects or other initiatives directly managed by the Commission. The reason is because, in one sense, the project, one of the reasons is that the program is new, so not yet well known by the stakeholders. The second thing is that the program has a certain level of complexity linked to the knowledge of smart specialization, the knowledge of the authorities responsible for smart specialization that are supposed to endorse the proposal, and also the fact that you have complex ecosystems to mobilize. But we are already in the second cutoff. We can see that there are more proposals, and the program is becoming to be more popular. So the success rate may change, but for the moment it's still a very good success rate. There is still a very good success rate. So we encourage you to apply, given that you have several projects and initiatives in pipeline. So it's still a very good opportunity. Concerning the key challenges and opportunities, here you can see a little bit which were the key challenges in the implementation of the first cutoff. First of all, there is an issue of budget consumption, as I was mentioning to you. We managed to consume around 90% of the budget, so there was a residue that was not consumed, because there were projects that were not very good quality, so we decided not to finance everything we received. So the challenge is to help our beneficiaries to build better proposals. in particular, the problem was for the consumption of the budget of the Strand 2A. You know, for the Strand 2A, the coordinator must come from a less developed region, and less developed regions are often the regions that have less capacities to write application, to build consortia. So this is also a challenge that we had to face. We managed to allocate part of the budget originally foreseen for the Strand 2A to the Strand 1. So we managed to finance more Strand 1 projects in the first cutoff and less in the for the Strand 2A. Now in this cutoff, we'll try to rebalance a little bit, trying to finance more projects for the Strand 2A than project under the Strand 1. Concerned another big problem, especially for you as applicants, was the fact that the detailed budget tables required a particular effort from you in completing all those tables at partners level, at cost level, at beneficiary level, at cost level. So it was a little bit complex, and we are trying to change the rules, at least for the next work program. Not this call, but the next cutoff, the next program that will run in 2023-2024. Another problem was related to the assessment of the financial capability for all partners. This was a problem because some consortia were including companies that had a low capability, financial capability, and this was the result was that some companies had to leave the consortia during the preparation of the grant agreement, because only the strongest one were allowed to stay, or in any case, the consequence was that the grant agreement was signed with this several joint liability condition, meaning that all the consortium had to take the risk for the partners with weak financial capability. We are also trying to solve this problem, given that we are operating under cohesion. We suggested to the Commission to assess the financial capability only for the coordinator and not for the entire consortium, but this is still under discussion. Concerning the co-financing rate, you know, we are operating under the innovation, so we cannot finance the project 100% because our investment in companies mainly. But we realized that the issue of the 70% co-financing can be relevant for all the entities, no-profit entities that are coordinating the consortium or that are managing the financial support to third party, because this scheme is supposed to be co-financed 30%. And so this was also the members of the expert groups, the I3 expert group, including Vanguard, raised this point, and there was a big discussion inside the Commission. And now we are negotiating with the legal services to have an exception, at least for the partner managing the financial support to third party, to be funded 100%. But it's still under discussion, it's not yet done, and we hope that we will be able to correct this problem in the next work program. So for the calls that will be launched next year in autumn. Concerning the number of applications, I already mentioned that we would like to improve the number of applications under this program. Concerning the process of evaluation, we are now operating under a two-step evaluation, meaning you present a full proposal and the Commission evaluates your proposal in 2 steps, which we realize is not at all an effective process. So we would like to change the evaluation process, going to a process where you can present a concept note. If your concept note is well received, well evaluated, you will be invited to present a full proposal. And we will go for one-step evaluation, meaning that the evaluators will evaluate your proposal in only once, not twice, like it is now. And we should also improve in this way the time to grant. That is around 9 months now, but in the future we would like to align with Horizon and bring it to 8 months. Concerning the support letters, for many regions it was unclear which were the competent authorities, in particular in the countries where there is a smart specialization at national level and one smart specialization at regional level. So we had to clarify this issue with the FAC, ideally we would like to go to another system where the letter of support is provided at ecosystem level, meaning that if there are more entities from the same regions, the same region participating in the same consortium, only one letter should be provided. But you will we'll try to clarify this aspect more in details when we will draft the next call for 2023. In terms of coordination, you know that now the coordinator has to be a non-profit organization, and that this will not change. But what we could change is the definition of the non-profit coordinator. In order to solve some problems related to some regional development agencies that are on the paper legally are no profit, but in the scope are no profit. This, for example, the case of some regional promotional banks, etc. So we'll try to, as Vanguard suggested, to use the definition that is already used under European Territorial Cooperation, Interreg, and we will try to use the same. It is a little bit our intention. Of course, every intention has to be agreed with the legal services, and it is part of our role to explain them the reason why, but we are trying to do our best to solve this problem. Concerning the size of the consortium, it is also an issue, because given that we want to mobilize ecosystems actors in different regions with the quadruple helix, in some cases we have consortia with more than 40 partners. This is the case of the REMCO, which is the second largest consortium under the first cutoff. So you can understand that the negotiation of those negotiations, we do not have negotiation, but the preparation of the grant agreement for a large consortia takes a lot of time and energy for all the parties involved. In terms of capacities, we realized that less developed regions are not applying because they also have a lack of capacities in terms of drafting proposals. And we think that this capacity building initiative that has just been launched yesterday, they call 2B, for capacity building, should help less developed regions and ecosystems to build capacities and to improve the capacity of the ecosystems to apply for the strand 2A and 1 in the future. And last but not least, there is of course a failure risk, because we are under innovation. We are working and demonstrating innovative technologies. So we are aware that there is a risk, and that some projects might fail in terms of achievement of the objectives, but it's part of the spirit of the program to take the risks and to de-risk the investment projects of the companies. Here I give you some highlights concerning the work program 2023-2024, which was discussed with the expert group on Wednesday. So it's very fresh. You can see the slides that have been presented to representatives from member states and appointed networks. The intention is, of course, to try to have a more precise alignment with the ERDF regulation, because as you probably remember, I3 was moved under ERDF regulation at the very last minute when the negotiations were ongoing in the parliament. So we are now trying to have this alignment made, exposed. The intention is also to focus more on societal challenges, but combining it with the cohesion dimension. And we do not want to lose the cohesion dimension. We will try to increase the complementarities with other EU instruments, in particular, thanks to the new European Innovation Agenda, the communication of the Commission that mentioned I3 under one of the new flagships initiatives. So the idea is now that for next work program, we will implement joint or coordinated calls between I3, European innovation ecosystems under the third pillar of Horizon Europe, and with one component coming from European Innovation Council. So this call has to be designed together. Now, currently we have the different services of the Commission, DG RTD, DG Regio, and ISMEA working on this new concept of coordinated call that will be launched at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. And the idea here is to have a scheme where the Commission would provide a top-up funding to the resources, financial resources mobilized by the regions in support of I3-like projects, meaning demonstration projects to bring research results to the market. But with taking into account the smart specialization dimension. This is the first concept. I cannot tell you more than that because really discussions are ongoing, and also we are checking with the legal services the possibility to combine the two different legal bases. In terms of objectives, in the next work program, the rules for the consortium composition were reviewed, and you will see in the next slide a little bit what I'm meaning. The key intervention areas changed in the sense that were integrated with the technical assistance that we didn't have in the first 2 years. We explained a little bit more the objectives and challenges, and we included in particular the mention to deep tech technologies, which were mentioned again in the new European Innovation Agenda communication. And we will the other objective is of course a more specific focus on the participation of EU outermost regions and regions with specific challenges, including transition regions. This is a policy need of DG Regio. So again, a suggestion, if you manage, try to include regions of all those categories in your consortia, because this will be a plus during the evaluation, because there is a policy objective, a policy target to include those regions. So at least in terms of mainstreaming of innovation diffusion, this would be very nice for us if you would mobilize those categories of regions in your proposals. In terms of expected results, this will not change for the strand 1 and 2A, in the sense that we would like to see joint innovation investment projects in strand 1 and 2A. For the strand 2B, we will start with the capacity building and the dissemination of results via the community of practice and the policy learning facility. So those are the results. Concerning the type of applicants that I was mentioning before, strand 1 is the strand 1. We will compare with the first work program. The last 2 cutoffs, we will ask for 2 legal entities from a less developed region. So it means that now you had to include in your consortium only one legal entity from less developed region. In the next calls, you will have to involve at least 2 legal entities. This was a decision made by Regio, so this is the condition. For the Strand 2A, the difference is that you will have, of course, to involve at least one more developed region, but the coordinator in the future, for the Strand 2A, can come from a more developed region or less developed region. So there is not the condition anymore to have the coordination from a less developed region. Why this choice? This choice is linked to the fact that less developed regions have less capacities, also in terms of coordination capacities. And for this reason, we decided to allow more developed regions to coordinate also Strand 2A proposals. Concerning the Strand 2B, the conditions for participation are at least 2 legal entities established in 2 different regions in at least 2 eligible countries. So the requirements are less strict, can be bilateral projects between 2 regions. And of course, the focus should be the involvement of less developed regions. The benefit of the project should be for less developed regions in terms of increased capacities. Concerning the activities, as I mentioned to you, the 3 indicative priorities identified for the first cutoff, digital, green, and smart manufacturing, will stay, but there will be a mention to deep tech solutions to achieve climate neutrality, environmental sustainability, and in line with the Repower EU. So keep an eye on the debate that is ongoing on the deep tech in DG RTD, and try to include also in your demo cases those key enabling technologies that are mentioned, those 8 areas for cooperation in deep tech. And concerning the capacity building and experimentation, in January it will be launched the I3 support facility. A consortia has been selected to support this DG Regio, and an experimentation component of the program will start with public authorities and agencies. This is a little bit. Here in my presentation, you will see, I will not go through all those information, but it's just for you for information. I made a summary of all the projects financed under the first cutoff. Here you have the first 3 focusing on manufacturing, the 3 green ones, and the digital. And the same for the 2A. At least you can have an overview on the project that have been financed. And if you want to try to create connections with them and synergies with the activities you are doing, you can contact us, and we will create a contact with the coordinator. And to conclude my presentation, I just want to give you some statistics that are very interesting about the second cutoff. We received 17 proposals from for the first for the Strand 1, and only 10 of them are eligible and admissible. So it means that there will be a nice success rate. And for the Strand 2A, we received 35 proposals, and only 12 were eligible. So again, there will be a good success rate. The total amount of resources requested you can see on the first column, and the amount available for financing is in the second column. In terms of applicants, you can see that most of the participants comes from more developed regions, 63%. The majority of the proposal were under the green topic, and the majority of beneficiaries are, of course, companies. In terms of beneficiaries included in the consortium, 61% are companies, and the rest, 30%, are ecosystem actors, including public authorities, research, higher education institutions, and other organizations. In terms of total cost requested, you can see that the amount of the grants, the majority of resources were requested under the green topic. The second one is the manufacturing, and the third one is the digital. So again, opportunities for you again to focus on your proposals, of course, under the manual topic, but maybe also under the digit, which is a less exploited topic. In any case, you do not have to worry too much about the topic under which you apply, because in any case, the ranking list is at program level, it's not at topic level. So all the proposal go in the same ranking list. For the Strand 2A, we had 110 applicants. And you can see that a little bit of figures again per region, per topic, per type of applicant that can be of interest for you. And here the majority of resources were requested under the manufacturing topic for the Strand 2A. So this is also an interesting information. So thank you very much. I hope I respected more or less the time available, and that information were useful for you. So if you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask us, or to send your question via the functional mailbox.
Thank you very much, Valentina. I think that we take a little bit extra time, but it was necessary because some things that you highlighted, for example, some issues or some highlights, was something that our stakeholders, let's say our demo case leaders should face, and maybe in some cases delayed the application because they need to face some issues and they don't know how to manage. So all these information are really, really useful, and I want to outline that it's really an interesting tool, a supporting tool that could support the activities of a lot of use cases inside the ESM pilot. So we should understand how to take this opportunity, how to manage and describe our use case, our activities, in order also to take this opportunity. And also for all the project that we will have the opportunity to read, that has been already submitted and approved by the I3 program. Inside this project could be a lot of synergies with the topics that we have inside our pilot. I was thinking, for example, to the project related to textile. So we need to exploit, these synergies. So thank you very much for this presentation. We can share it, right?
Yes, of course, okay. You can share it.
Perfect. I don't know if there are questions very quickly, otherwise we go directly to the demo cases presentation. Okay, thank you very much, really, Valentina. Okay, Sergio, could you start? Because I don't see here Marcello that has another meeting and he join in a while. Could you start with the digital transformation demo case presentation? Perfect, we can see. But I cannot hear you.
You hear me? And can you see me and see my screen?
We cannot see your face, but yeah, now yes, okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you, thank you. The digital transformation demo case, which is the state of play of our demo case. The point is that we are addressing the challenges which are concerned with the twin transition, in particular the digital thread and the industry thread, and which are the new things that are appearing in both of the threads. And this is something that, of course, we should better identify, but also in collaboration with the other demo cases of our pilot, and also in collaboration with other pilots. And the first challenge is the data challenge. And you know that the data spaces for manufacturing is a key topic in, for instance, in digital Europe, but not just in digital Europe. And of course, we need to complement it with the information about a digital product passport. You know, this first thread is, as I said, is partly implemented in the digital Europe. In the digital Europe, you know that there is a support action which is called Data Space 4.0, which is quite relevant for us. And there are two topics which are open for the call of 24th of January. The former is about dynamic asset management and predictive maintenance, and the second is about agile value chains. And in this perspective, we have the third element of our demo case, of our digital transformation demo case, which is the product and the product life cycle. And in the product life cycle, we are opening collaborations with Horizon Europe and also with Digital Europe, in particular one support action which is called SIRPAS, in which we have the presence of our dairy, of our demanufacturing and remanufacturing demo case. And so this is a first opportunity of collaboration between the two threads. The second opportunity is related to AI, to artificial intelligence, and we are following with interest the works in the artificial intelligence pilot, which is led by Baden-Württemberg and Emilia-Romagna, and we also have a project which started in July 22, which is called Circular Twain, where again the elements of the digital transformation and of the data are present. And on the other side, we have the point of how humans could interact with AI. And this is one important aspect, which often is called Industry 5.0 or human AI interaction, human robot collaboration. And this is a very interesting topic. And so in the second line, our focus will be on the one side to explore the new AI technologies, and on the other side to see how they could be integrated in manufacturing environments, and in particular in manufacturing workspaces. That is, which is the new role of workers in the presence of autonomous systems, AI-based autonomous systems. Another important aspect that we are going to address also in 23, we partially address in 22, but we are going to address in the next year, is also related to the current situation post-COVID and during the war, where we need to have resiliency in our value chain, in our manufacturing value chains. And in this respect, we have some active projects like the Eureka project, where we have also very good representatives from our region, from the Lombardy region. And we have another project which is called DG Prime, which has some open calls open. And so if you wish to apply, the open call should be closed 16th of January, if I'm not wrong. And so this is is very important. And also in the next Horizon Europe, there will be some opportunities also to collaborate with the energy, with the energy aspect, with the energy demo case, and I think Antonio Battista will speak about it later on. An initiative which is already in place and which has a strong collaboration between the different demo cases in the ESM is AI Reggio 5.0. Which is a new project. I will go quite fast. It is coordinated by Politecnico di Milano, in particular my colleague Gabriella Monteleone and myself. It is a 3-year project which has been funded in I4MS 2, and so inside the Made in Europe partnership. And the main aim of the project, as also the name is telling you, is to be a continuation of the AI Regio project, which was an I4MS phase 4 project in Horizon 2020. Just to recap, in AI Regio, which is going to terminate in September next year, we addressed a very strong collaboration with 8 regional authorities in Vanguard, with 13 digital innovation hubs, which are going to be increased thanks to the open calls. And the second open call of AI Regio is currently under evaluation, and we will have new digital innovation hubs which will join our community. Then, of course, the project from a technological viewpoint is addressing AI and is addressing a huge number of experiments. As I said, 17 experiments are in the corpus of the project, and other 20 experiments are in the open calls. The new project is quite large as well, 43 partners and 18 countries represented. And this is more or less the list of the 43 partners. You see that there is also Polymeris, and, which will follow also my presentation in the other demo case. And we have 15 regions which are represented, and 15 experiments which are run by the digital innovation hubs, plus 20 more experiments which will be granted through the open call. And also here, the recommendation is to follow us because the open calls are the easiest way for SMEs to join Horizon Europe as Horizon 2020. And as Valentina said before, the success rate in the open calls is usually much better than in the usual Horizon calls. And what is the focus of the project? As the name said, is Reggio, which means that we are focusing not on generic AI application, but on AI applications which are run at the edge. And so very close to the machines, very close to the physical world. This also is addressing the point of edge to cloud continuum, that is which data to keep in the edge, which data to upload to the cloud, which computation to do at the edge, and which computation to do at the cloud, which is also a very important effect in terms of energy, in terms of energy consumption of the ICT infrastructure, which is devoted to manage such data and elaborate such data, for instance, in data centers or in HPC, high performance computing centers. The second pillar, so one pillar is edge computing, AI at the edge. The second pillar is 5.0, and 5.0 means human-centric, sustainable, and resilient manufacturing. So all our solutions and all our pilots are considering these three aspects as fundamental aspects. The human-centric approach is seen in a way to increase wise workplaces. By wise workplaces, we mean workplaces which are considering W, well-being, I, inclusiveness, S, safety, and E, ergonomics. This is the acronym WISE. And this is a characteristic of AI Reggio, and I believe that inside the digital transformation demo case, we could also find very good candidates for our open calls. Now I think that I almost consumed my time. What I wish to lastly point out here is the movement of the digital innovation hubs and of the European digital innovation hubs, which is quite well connected both to the current project AI Reggio and to the next project, which is AI Reggio 5.0. And this is a very good opportunity for our SMEs to undertake a pathway towards their digital transformation. This is also another important concept which we are going also to develop in the DT demo case, is the network of AI-driven didactic factories. And so we are putting in place a network of pre-industrial factories which are hosted by competence centers, by universities, in order to perform test before invest. These are more or less testing experimentation facilities in the digital Europe. And this network is another important outcome of this project, which could be of interest for our regions in order to start a cross-regional collaboration in the domain of edge AI and Industry 5.0. I think that the reference architecture is not so much important here. What I have to say is that we have these 7 industrial pilots in different regions: Lombardy, Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, Trentino, Galicia, Slovenia, Wales in UK, and in Romania. And this concludes my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Sergio. I think that you outlined some important concepts, and I want just to remark it. First of all, the importance also of the open calls to enter in projects that, of course, are running, but there is space also for new regions, new actors that want to join the activities, and the importance to build the network, because we need to remember that the objective of Vanguard is to create and to develop this network. So the importance to build the network and to connect to the initiatives and networks that are already existing on the topic. So thank you very much, because I think that this is completely aligned to and well focused on the ESM objective. So I will keep the question at the end, just to do not delay too much also the other presentation. Thank you, Sergio, really. And I go further with energy flexible and research efficiency factory operation demo case presentation. So Riccardo, if you are available, I will leave you the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning to all. I will share my screen. Just a moment, please. Okay, sorry. I believe that you are now seeing my screen, right?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good morning to all. My name is Ricardo Barbosa. I'm a coordinator of the INEGI Energy Group. INEGI is a non-profit private organization. It's a RTO, research and technological organization, connected with University of Porto, connected with Faculty of Engineering of University of Porto, and me with Antonio Batista, also from INEGI, are trying to lead this demo case, which is called Energy Flexible and Resource Efficiency Factory Operation. In fact, the theme is around the decarbonization of industry, the decarbonization of industrial processes. So I'll prepare a quick presentation, trying to check the thematic domains, the current status, the priority, the use cases, the projects that are running in the several regions, and then we would like to try to capitalize some of this experience and initiatives for another European project that can grow inside the network of the Vanguard initiative. So regarding to the thematic domains, as I said before, this demo case is about the
Sorry if I interrupt. We are still at the first slide.
Oh, I don't
in
know.
Not presentation mode, so
okay. So sorry. Let me try again. Okay, no, I believe
okay,
it's
perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
So this is the agenda, the contents of my presentation, the thematic domains, introduction and status, priority and use cases, and final considerations. So regarding decarbonization of the industry, in technological terms, industry can achieve the decarbonization goals by six complementary strategies. It's improving energy efficiency, and energy efficiency in industry is most related with the thermal processes. So in fact, we need to focus on the waste heat recovery, reducing waste, the heat of the waste of heat, and try to recover that waste heat streams. Then focus also in substitution of fossil fuels for low carbon fuels, promoting the integration of renewable gases such as hydrogen, green hydrogen, and biomethane, which is a point that it's very important in this use case, the renewable gas introduction in industry, the use of hydrogen, of green hydrogen in industry. Also, the digitalization of the industry, the tools, informatic tools for energy management. Then the vision of an industry as an active sector in the energy system in alignment with the principles of circular economy. And last but not the least, the carbon capture, utilization, and storage. So in fact, the decarbonization goals can be achieved by these 6 complementary strategies, and this is all the points that are that we are working in this demo case. So the keywords of this demo case is energy efficiency, of course, digitalization, industrial and energy management, automation and data analytics, renewable energies integration, and also renewable gases integration, green hydrogen and biomethane, industrial symbiosis, waste heat recovery, carbon footprint reduction, energy storage technologies, because the flexibility on the demand of energy demand of industry is quite important to achieve the decarbonization of industrial processes, and at last the the carbon capture. So this FFO is perfectly aligned with the European goals, the European strategies, such as the European Green Deal, the initiative Fit for 55, the new Repower Europe, and also with the Agenda for Sustainable Development of the United Nations. 4 priorities were defined for the demo cases, and we will see after all in detail these priorities, but one of them is energy efficiency, the second is zero waste and zero emission strategies, the third one is energy industrial symbiosis management, and the fourth is renewable energy sources and renewable gas integration, and also advanced energy storage technology in order to promote the flexibility on the demand, on the energy demand in industry. So current status, the FRFO demo case has been revised during 2022 to include new technologies, to include new European strategies, for example, Fit for 55, the Repower Europe, and also the strategy, the European strategy for the integration of hydrogen in all the sectors of the economy, mainly the integration of hydrogen in the industrial sector. The fundamental continue to be focused on the energy-related management in factories and technologies to increase energy efficiency and aim to zero waste and zero emission as aligned with the 2050 agenda goals. So there are some links that to other SM demo cases that are advised for with the digital transformation, polymer-based functional products, and etc. So new regions are welcome to join FRFO demo case, of course, to reinforce critical mass and possibly pilots, and also join FRFO leadership. So the regions that are currently involved are Saxony, north of Portugal, Lombardy, Navarra, Slovenia, Pays de la Loire, and Alps. So the FRFO priorities are 4, as I said before. I already named the priorities. One focus on the energy efficiency, or the other focus in zero waste and zero emission strategies. Another one from energy industrial symbiosis management, more focus on the waste heat recovery, and then renewable energy sources and renewable gases integration, and the storage technology. When you say energy storage, we are not focused only on electrical storage, but also in heat storage system, latent heat storage system, in order to promote flexibility in the heat demanding industry. So let's look one by one. The first priority, energy efficiency optimization leveraged by data and predictive analysis. The main areas are improved planning and energy-related operations in factories based on predictive analytics, problem-solving advanced decision support based on data analytics, use of detailed simulation models for more flexible and more efficient, resource-efficient overall system, and integrated management information data for consistent gains via optimization models. The development perspective, we had a roadmap for the 5 years from 2020 to 2025, and the perspectives are scenarios based on discrete parts manufacturing for initial test of energy-aware scheduling strategies, test established pre-validated data analytics and predicted analytics, test of different MES and APS solutions, and also combination of simulative approaches and real factory operations. Some examples of use cases of pilots that are running now, and these projects, these pilots are very important in order to try to capitalize all the results, all the know-how to new projects, in the scope of this network, to obtain new European projects in Horizon Europe. So the first one is from Fraunhofer. It's the energy-aware scheduling for improved factory operation, E3 research factory. We have now running also under the scope of a big project, a big national project in Portugal, promoted by Produtec, that is the Produtec for S&C, for sustainability and circularity, where we are developing sustainable energy solutions, and more focuses on the informatic tools based on data-driven based for the energy management of production processes. The second priority is zero waste and zero emission strategies for high efficiency production. The main areas are applying methods and concepts that can lead to zero waste scenarios, apply methods and concepts that can lead to zero emission scenarios, more focused on greenhouse gases emissions, namely CO2, equivalent CO2, aligned with the decarbonization goals of Europe. Evaluate cross-linkings between zero waste of resources and emission reductions, and adopt a root case analysis approach assessing states as is and improve it to be include cost assessments. The development perspectives of the roadmap until 2025 are define clear frameworks that allow a more straightforward vision of zero waste and zero emission methods, provide new tools for waste assessment and emission assessment, digitalization as an enabling technology for energy and environmental efficiency in the industrial processes, and also implementation in regional pilots, namely in R&D projects. So, in fact, that implementation is now running. We have some examples here in Portugal. Energy is leading a project of the development of technical solutions for carbon capture at a energy recovery plant, and also trying to develop the best solution for hydrogen production and synthetic fuel production with the CO2 that is captured on the incineration plant. Also working with the development of carbon capture and reuse for glass industry, also working in the energy integration, trying to achieve the best energy efficiency and try to implement these solutions of carbon capture and reuse. Then we have the third priority, which is the energy industrial symbiosis management. Intra-industrial, inter-industries, and intersectorial. So it's trying to promote the development of energy industrial symbiosis projects, new frameworks, intra-company test beds, more focused on waste heat, and inter-company and intersectorial test beds examples and network pilots. So in this priority, the development perspectives from until 2025 are also the implementation in regional pilots, namely the R&D project. I will show some of these projects that are running right now. New technologies and system implementation in real case industrial scenarios for thermal recovery, for thermal energy recovery, for waste heat recovery, foster new business models and business cases with companies. So we have some use cases in this priority that projects are the R&D projects that are now running, target industrial sector energy intensive process from steel making, foundry, sheet metal working, cement, batch, chemical and ceramics that are collaborating in a network symbiotic approach. This is one of the projects. The other one, it's in north of Portugal, the decarbonization of operation of high performance computing centers, where INEGI and Inestec are developing solutions for the decarbonization of HPC operation by energy efficiency, heat recover, and district heating solutions, trying to recover and use the waste heat of the high performance computing centers. Another example, it's a European project, the H2020 project, which is coordinated by INEGI and also Evidesktech in the consortium. The project, the Hambers project, the objective, the goal is to develop an electronic tool to explore technical solutions for the use of excess heat in the industry. So the project is running, is almost getting to the end of the project. We will have 3 more months of projects, and in the March of 2023 the project will end and this tool will be available. So another 2 examples of in terms of industrial symbiosis. We have also the national project Prototech, where we are working on development of a pilot heat recover unit. So in this case is an intra-company industrial symbiosis, and also with Lipor, also with the incineration plant in Porto, we are developing technical solutions for waste heat recover in Lipor incineration plant and the reuse in district heating networks to supply heat to the airport that is near from the incineration plant, and also for some agricultural greenhouses. So the last priority is renewable energies, of course, and now we are working also in the renewable gases integration in industry. Also with the energy storage in order to promote flexibility in the heat demand and the energy demand in industry. So the main areas is, I would say, the 4 area is most important: to test most promising hydrogen-based solutions, also test and development new storage technologies, and in this scope of the storage, we are looking a lot for heat storage system, for a medium temperature heat storage system around 200 until 400 degrees Celsius. Integration of several energy sources and vectors, and renewable energy source direct integration production system, more focused on the thermal processes. It is intended until 2025 to have some industrial pilots rollout of thermal energy storage. Also, the implementation of mix of energy sources in one factory, renewable and non-renewable, and the management of all these sources and energy vectors, and also to develop and test industrial hydrogen solutions and hydrogen technologies to integrate the hydrogen, to introduce the hydrogen in the industry. So some examples that are running now, the Energy Demo Lab North will promote knowledge and technological transfer and service to European industry to demonstrate the direct integration of CSP, concentrated solar thermal and solar heat for industrial processes, and also demonstration of thermal energy storage, efficient thermal energy transfer and management system, heat recovery, and automation and control in industrial processes. We are now starting a big national project, also promoted by Collab, by Produtec also, which in this project we will have a sub-project named Tech for the Carb. And in this project we are starting to develop and implement energy storage system to increase flexibility in energy demand in industry. We are developing technologies for introduction of renewable gases in industrial sectors. We are also developing advanced tools and sensors for thermal energy management in order to optimize from the point of view of costs and carbon footprint reduction in the industrial thermal processes. And we will demonstrate a pilot unit of a carbon neutral production line. So some final considerations. We need to try to capitalize all the experience and all the initiatives that I show you for European project to grow in this initiative, in this network. So we need to capitalize all this work. We are now trying to update and get some new use cases. We are open to new regions, of course, and admission of new partners. Please join us. And we still have a lot of work to do in these demo cases. We need to have more cross-links to another demo cases. This is very important, and Vanguard pilots. And of course, we need to address more European project goals. So thank you very much. I end my presentation. Sorry, I was a little bit more than 15 minutes, but anyway, thank you very much, Elena.
Thank you. Thank you. Also, in this case, I think that there are very good points, in particular in relation also to the other demo case or other pilots, because there is a new pilot in Vanguard related to hydrogen. So I think that in 2023, we need to try to understand collaboration and synergies and relate with with the network. And try to find some cross demo case, cross pilot is exactly initiative. So thank you very much, because this is a good starting point to start the discussion, and of course to also involve new regions. Thank you, Riccardo.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, we can move to polymer-based functional products demo case. Annabelle, you are available?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So Annabelle Sion from Polymeris, coordinator of this demo case. Wanted I share your presentation or
Yes, please,
do you share?
if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. You should
Yeah, I can see it.
see in
Yeah,
a proper way. Okay.
It's the perfect now. I think so. Thank you, Elena. Thank you for also changing. It was a bit complicated for me this morning, and it was supposed to be my director, Patrick Villarmo, giving this presentation, but I will step in and do my best to present you a bit what we are doing in this polymer-based functional product demo case, and what's also coming within our group. Let's start with the next slide. The thematic domain of our demo case. So it's the development, the testing and scaling of advanced and sustainable materials and process. So our keywords are, of course, polymers and polymer composites. What we're trying to do there is to bring these materials into multifunctional products and have a customization of these products. For this, we use the advanced manufacturing technologies, the nanotechnologies and surface enhancements that will be shared also with the first part of the presentation. And we're also giving a focus towards the bio-based polymers and renewable resources. So if we go to the next slide, please. So what we organize every year and often in the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region to also showcase what are the innovation in these topics, and in the topics of smart plastics is we organized the Smart Plastics Congress during which we invite several innovative companies or researchers to present what they're doing in terms of smart polymer and innovative activities on the surface texturing or printed electronics or plastronics, as we call it, to present what is their innovative activity. And we've created, so that I think is my next slide, Elena, we've created a specific also, so that's the program, sorry. So you can see that we had a whole afternoon and then morning on the development of these smart plastics, the topics with such as circular economy and plastronics, because the key also for the plastics materials is to enter some circular life cycles, and if we add, for example, electronics, that makes it a bit complicated. So the idea also of this conference is to exchange knowledge and to see how we can increase the performances and the characteristics of these materials, but have them enter also the European environmental directives. And if we go to the next slide. So yeah, we created a plastronics steering committee that is working actually on standardization of this kind of products, because it's important that we follow the development of these new materials, of these new products, and that we link it also to some standardization and regulation activities. So this the steering committee has a structure that you can see on this slide, focusing on materials, design, manufacturing, and product reliability. And this is a group of experts working under these 4 topics to provide documents and provide information on the standardization activities on the plastronic product development. So it's a meeting every twice a year, and there will be another Smart Plastics Congress in 2023. So please feel free to contact us if you want to attend or even present, and let us know, yeah, if you want to join also this this committee and this congress. So next slide, please, Elena. One other thing that we focused on this year, and it's linked also a bit to also the presentation done by Sergio, also on the link in between the activity and the services for the development of the digitalization of companies. So Polymeris leads Polytronics, that is the European Digital Innovation Hub, but it has a very specific focus because it's focusing only on the digital transition for the polymer manufacturing industry. We have two focuses: the digital transition in the process, in the development of the manufacturing industry, but also the digital transition in the product, which links also to this smart polymer demo case, because through the activities of this digital innovation hub, we will focus on the development also on the plastronics products. This hub is part of the European Digital Hub for Manufacturing Network that might have been presented before, I'm not sure, but will enter also this network to give really the input and the expertise specific on the polymer products. So polymer meaning plastics, composites, textile and rubber. So we will have this very specific activities, and so we are in France linked to 3 regions. Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes is the main one, but also Bourgogne-Franche-Comté and Centre-Val de Loire. So we are a multi-regional digital innovation hub with a very strong specific on one type of industry and one type of products. So the idea for us is to link, to be in this network, to link best practices perhaps from other industries, from other sectors towards the activity, or to bring also our expertise from polymer to the other industries. Next slide, please. Okay, and we've also set up, thanks to support from the European Technical Assistance Facility and Technical Assistance for Project Building, we've started with other partners from Vanguard to create a platform on global that is called Global Polymers, that is there also to offer, to showcase offer and demands on the development of plastronics products and demonstration activities, to link, to create a marketplace to link the needs or the innovation done in the smart polymer industry, let's say, together with potential end users or potential innovative companies that would like to also to add such materials in their activity. So that's also a platform that is now available and still under development, but if you want to have some tests or try, that is also possible to reach out to us and see if some of your companies or some of your members want to try to join this platform. So that's it from my side. I'm sorry for the rush a bit and the short presentation, but it was a bit last minute from me. But if you have questions, we remain available for you, and let us know if the developments of the polymer-based functional products is of interest.
Thank you, Annabelle. Really thank you for your availability at the last second. And also in this case, we see that there are a lot of connections, for example, with circularity, with the EDIC network. So we will try to exploit it also in the next year. And from another point related to this demo case is that this is a demo case that was interested, for example, to possible I3 application, starting from the results of the tough work that has been performed last year.
The I3 was an idea to promote the last part, the global polymer platform, to develop further investment in topics such as plastronics and smart polymers.
Yeah, exactly. So also thanks to the presentation of Valentina and some hints also for the new year, we will try to understand if it is still a possibility to use also this tool to progress with this demo case. Okay, thank you very much. Last but not least, the Riemann demo case. Marcello, your turn.
Good morning, colleagues. Let me try to share my presentation. Otherwise, Elena, can you please share? Because it tells me that I don't have the rights.
Yes, I go to the presentation.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, you should see.
Thanks a lot, Elena, for this help. And good morning, colleagues. I will try to, in order to save some time, we are already late, to go directly to the, let's say, most innovative aspects of this partnership that were and activities that were launched in the last year. So maybe just one point from the first slide, you would remember that our idea of interregional partnership is very much related to trying to exploit the capabilities of the infrastructures distributed in different nodes of the partnership in order to provide opportunities for the SMEs and companies on the territory to progress towards the transition to circular economy through innovative manufacturing and remanufacturing technologies. So the idea was to help de-risking future private investments by demonstrating the feasibility and the business model side of innovative circular economy business cases. Next slide, please, Elena. Well, here you see some of the services that we actually formulated since the very beginning. But yes, if you can go on to the next. And of course, since the very beginning, we had tried to increase the footprint in terms of industrial participation in this network, and we reached a high number of companies that is growing every year that are expressing their interest through letter of intent to take part in this partnership. Next slide, please. This is the first new aspect to comment. So we started with 8 regions, you would remember in 2015 already. Then we expanded to 10 regions with the addition of Wallonia and East Netherlands during the years. How this addition was made, basically we interacted with the key stakeholders in the regional ecosystems, and we asked them to populate our set of use cases further in order to attract companies and obtain a letter of intent for a minimum number of companies interested in these use cases. all these two regions actually went through this process that is kind of formalized, and at the end they were approved as being a partner region of this demo case. During the last year, we have interacted intensively with Slovenia, especially for one use case that you will see in a while on textile. And I have to say that the procedure is almost completed, and then we can claim that Slovenia is also part of this network. So we are now 11 regions, with some regions already in the pipeline to be connected, hopefully next year, or in any case in the years to come. So the network is growing. Here you see the use cases. I have added the last use case that at the moment indicates only Slovenia, because the last step would be to attract the interest of the regions that are already in the partnership to join this use case with additional companies in the local ecosystem distributed in the other 10 nodes. And ENA has already started the process of that we activated of attracting interest from the regions to make this use case bigger in this year and the next years. There was also interest from the steel industry to further populate the use cases, but this is a process for the 2023 program. Yes, please. And I just want to highlight activities in two main use cases. The one on composite recycling and reuse from wind energy systems, and the one from batteries that have always been the two most advanced use cases with respect to company integration. Now, you would remember that we started with an initial idea of inter-regional collaboration in the area of composite recovery. Next slide, please. Then starting from here, we launched already in 2017 the fiber use project that involved some 5 regions of our partnership, and it was a 4-year project that was finished in September last year. And next slide, please. Last year in December, I already commented about this important outcome we had within this project in the Milan Design Week event, where we presented prototypes originated during the project. These were, of course, prototypes giving us the opportunity for, next slide, please. Yes. For thinking about a future upscale of this solution. So I already mentioned last year in our action plan for 2022 that we would have evaluated the application to the I3 program, especially with the use case that was also investigated within the Regio pilot action, and the TAF service that helped systematizing the identification of the business cases. That's actually what we did at the beginning of this year, and I'm glad to tell you that a few days ago, at the beginning of this week, we had the kickoff meeting of the DERENCO project. That was the project that was approved under the I3 call, and I think it was the first one starting in this program. We have 30 partners from 7 regions in this project. You see the regions indicated in the graph, in the picture on the right. Of course, the goal here is not to replicate what was already done in fiber use, but is to bring the results of fiber use to a wider upscale and a wider diffusion in Europe, and to integrate these technologies within the process chains of the industries that are reported in this picture, in order to really open the market for the use of these high value and complex materials currently not recycled at the state of the art. So it's a challenging task, of course, not only technical activities, but also what we call non-technical activities, ecosystem animation, in order to enable the diffusion of the results in new and other emerging regions. And we have one of these regions in our partnership, but we will attract more stakeholders from different regions to the open call mechanism. And we are mainly covering the cross-sectorial reuse of these composite materials. Now, if you want more information about Derenco, in few months there will be the website. It's really new initiative, so at the moment we don't have the website yet, but the project just started in December. So already in January you will find more information on the website. And of course, you can approach us if you want to have more information about this project. So this is already a success story. You see here the 14 implementation investment cases that we have according to two strategies for recovering composites. One strategy dedicated to mechanical recycling and the other strategy dedicated to thermochemical recycling of fibers. All these demo cases are cross-sectorial, so there is a huge potential for further replicating and diffusing these results among different value chains distributed in the regions, partners of Derenco and even beyond. So you will hear more about this project in the next years related to the open calls especially. Yes, you can move forward. Thanks. In the battery demo case, you remember that the strategy was to enforce through a value chain, a cross-regional value chain approach, both the recycling of key materials from batteries and the testing and the reassembly of battery cells within second life applications in stationary systems. The first initiative launched, the next slide please, was the carry service project. Carry service was brought to an end this year, and Giacomo Company was coordinating this project. And also here, we evaluated the possibility and we launched, we submitted a proposal for the I3 that is currently under evaluation. Next slide, please, Elena. In a somehow cross-use case, there was also the launching in 2020 of the DigiPrime project. DigiPrime is very much focused not on a single value chain, but on the development of a digital platform for enhancing and supporting the transition to circular economy in 4 main pilots related to the mobility sector. So focusing on batteries, composite and tectopolymers, textile, and mechatronics and electronics. So here the activity is ongoing. We had a very good review meeting this year with all our deliverables actually approved. But the reason I'm letting DigiPrime emerging also today is the open calls. So we launched the first open call at the beginning of the year, and we closed this evaluation in September. And I have to say that not so much participation by SMEs in the Vanguard network. So the reason why I'm communicating further is open call B that is currently open. And the deadline for this open call B is the 10th of January 2023. The objective is to attract new pilots using our platform and our services to extend the footprint of the platform in Europe. Is because I would like to attract and to motivate you to communicate about this open call B to your SMEs, in your ecosystems, and potentially attract more projects and more stakeholders from this network. Keep in mind that there will be an info day next week, the second info day for this open call B. All the information is available on the website that you see at the bottom of the slide, digiprime.eu. So please diffuse this information to your SMEs, and it would be very nice to have some projects coming from this network. I already mentioned also these important initiatives. I'm sorry, I arrived late because I had a meeting in the Lombardy region exactly on the monitoring of this initiative. This was a local initiative that the Lombardy region launched 2 years ago for enforcing the capability of universities and RTOs in the local ecosystem to do high TRL level research in the area of circular economy. So an investment that brought us to the preconditions for enabling the future development of the Lombard region node in our network Vanguard. So I have to say this initiative was really launched and still carried out in total synergy with the theory manufacturing for circular economy network. And I know it's going to be replicated also in other regions of the network. Yeah, so I think we can skip this slide and go directly to the action plan for 2023. This is the original action plan that was already created in 2020. The areas in gray are those areas where we already achieved results and where we already accomplished activities. The dark colored lines are those areas where I still see activities to be done in the next year. I would like to only to mention two, of course, the participation of more regions to the ecosystem should be further enforced. We have some regions in the pipeline, but if you feel your ecosystem can benefit from our activities, please contact us and we try to facilitate with giving all the information and the documents and the steps that are required, your participation to this network. Also, we have to move forward a little bit faster on the formalization of the operational issues of the network and formalizing all the contracts. This was already an objective of the first TAF service, but we focus more on the financial aspect that you see has been covered of the network. Now, probably a second service would be important to formalize also the legal aspects. Next and last slide, please, Elena. Very important, other activities that I think we should really enforce, that will focus especially on point 6, is understanding more in depth the opportunities and the synergies with other initiatives that are emerging at European level. We have been heard also about the apps for circularity coming from a process for planet partnership, but also the European Network of Living Labs have some synergies with our activities in the demo case. So I really would like to understand more with all the colleagues of the network, what are the opportunities we have there in order to accelerate the boost the development of our partnership, maybe in other use cases as well. I hope that I stayed in reasonable time, and the 15 minutes allocated. Elena, thanks a lot. Of course, well, these are the cap slides. You can avoid them. It's just repeating what we did in the DG region and the pilot action in TAF services. So I will be very happy to further expand, support the expansion of this network in other regions. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Marcello. I think that this demo case clearly show the steps that should be followed, in particular according and in alignment with the methodology that we have shown before, because we start with a project, but we take these results to make the further step and go on. For example, with the I3, we allow the upscale and the commercialization of solution that has been demonstrated in a previous project at lower TRL. So it is really important to have this type of path when we are talking about the use cases. So to not stop after one project, but let's say keep and make the step forward to allow to these innovative technologies that could be effectively be used in a real industrial way. So I think that this is a good example of this approach. I don't know if there are,
Let me just add one thing. Of course, when we started in 2015, there was the Circular Economy Action Plan version 1, but there wasn't the same attention to circular economy that there is today. So this really facilitating the operations in the last 2 years. So plenty of opportunities for further upscale this partnership.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, I don't know if there are questions, but we are quite running in time. Okay. I want just to outline two things as closure that have been repeated a lot during this meeting. First of all, to exploit the synergies, all the demo cases and in general as pilot, we see that there are a lot of opportunities to connect to the existing networks, to use all the existing tools and to exploit the synergies, of course, among the regions that is the scope of the pilot, but in general also outside the Vanguard initiative. And it is really important to do, and we will work on this topic, particularly in the next year. And another point that I want to outline is the importance to have an industrial basis. So as Marcello said, and also in other presentation we listen it, we need to involve the industrial actors, and for example, mechanism as the open calls could be the right tool to start doing this, to continue to do this action.